camera drifts through the sprawling military common area, an echoing hall of concrete, steel, fatigue, and stories. Soldiers move in their usual controlled chaos, grabbing late meals, filling canteens, swapping gossip, sharpening boots, and nursing bruises no medic can see. The air thrums with low conversation, interrupted by the occasional clang of dropped equipment or roar of laughter from a far table. This is where discipline breathes, where egos clash, where respect is supposed to remain unbroken. But today something else brews beneath the surface. At a corner table, in a quiet patch untouched by swagger or noise, Sarah Hale sits in solitude. She is a soldier carved from resolve, broad-shouldered, steady, disciplined. Her hair is tied in a strict knot, and her eyes are sharp but wary, carrying storms she's trained herself never to show. Pinned on her chest are several medals, earned through sweat, sacrifice, and silence. But among them, shining brighter than the rest, hangs a small Polish tag, her brother's. Corporal Ethan Hale, a man whose bravery had nearly cost him everything. Sarah touches the tag with a thumb, a brief ritual, as if grounding herself in his strength or his absence. Across the room, a different kind of energy prowls. Mark Turner, a brand new recruit with arrogance stitched into every step, walks with the swagger of someone who believes the uniform alone grants greatness. His sleeves are rolled, boots unlaced, cap tilted, each a violation, but worn with an attitude that dares anyone to correct him. Mark's voice cuts through the room, too loud, too confident, too empty of experience. He thrives off attention, off noise, off being the biggest presence in a space he hasn't earned the right to dominate. And today, his eyes lock onto Sarah. More specifically, her medals. His smirk widens, dangerously. Mark strides over, the click of his boots slicing the room's ambience. A few soldiers look up. Some recognize trouble coming and quietly drift away. Nobody wants to be caught in Mark's storms. He stops beside Sarah's table, looming over her like a shadow that hasn't learned its place. "Nice setup you got here," he drawls, tapping her medals with a finger that shouldn't touch what it doesn't understand. Trying to impress someone. Sarah doesn't look up. "Don't touch my medals." Her tone is flat, controlled. A wall of steel with no cracks. Mark laughs loud, mocking. "Oh, relax, Sergeant Hale. I'm just appreciating your family's little collection." He taps the small tag, the one belonging to Ethan. "This one's interesting. Your brother's, right?" He leans in, smirking wider. "The medals he got after he got himself wounded." A hush falls. Several soldiers turn. A few stand. Sarah's hand tightens around her fork, knuckles whitening just once. Mark circles her slowly, theatrically, as if addressing an audience. "Must be tough," he says loudly, "carrying medals that aren't even yours." "Honestly, medals earned from falling, from getting hurt." He scoffs. "Some hero." Sarah's eyes close, her breath hitches once, barely noticeable. But to those who know, it is the calm before the storm. The narration shifts. Ethan Hale wasn't just Sarah's brother. He was her anchor, her rival, her teacher, her friend. They trained together, sparred together, dreamed together. And then came the ambush, a mission gone wrong. A betrayal in enemy territory, a night of gunfire, smoke, loss, and blood. Ethan had dragged 2 injured teammates from a collapsing building, taking bullets multiple, while shielding them with his own body. He survived. Barely. But he never regained full mobility in his right leg. For his bravery, he was honored. For his sacrifice, he would forever walk differently. But in Sarah's eyes, Ethan was still the strongest man alive. Back to the present. Mark flicks the medal again. "So your brother gets shot up, limps home, and suddenly that makes him a hero." He laughs. Sounds like weakness wrapped in shiny metal. Sarah freezes, not with fear, but with a fury so contained, it could crack the floor. A soldier at a nearby table whispers, "Turner's dead. He just doesn't know it yet." Another murmurs, "She'll destroy him." But Sarah doesn't move. Not yet, because something else moves first. A presence enters the room, a weight heavier than any weapon. The soldiers straighten instantly. Conversations halt mid-sentence. Chairs snap upright, spines align. Even Mark's voice falters. Because standing in the doorway is General Marcus Carter, a legend wrapped in a uniform. A man whose presence demands silence, respect, and a straight backbone from anyone breathing in his vicinity. His eyes lock onto the scene. General Carter walks forward with steps that echo like authority itself. His gaze moves from Sarah's clenched jaw to the medals to Mark's mocking smile. He stops inches away. His voice is quiet, deadly, controlled. "Recruit Turner." He says, "Do you know whose medals you're touching?" Mark swallows. They're hers, sir, and her brother's." The general's jaw tightens. "Do you know who Corporal Ethan Hale is?" Mark shakes his head. Carter steps closer. "Ethan Hale is the man who saved my life." A gasp ripples through the room. Mark blinks, confused, terrified. The general continues. "4 years ago, in the Eastern Valley ambush, I was pinned under debris with a shattered leg. Ethan Hale, already bleeding, already wounded, pulled me out while using his own body as a shield." He pauses, eyes sharp. "He took 3 bullets doing it. 2 were meant for me." Silence. "His actions saved not only my life, but the entire unit's. And the only reason you're standing in a free country with a uniform you clearly don't respect is because of men like him." Mark pales. "Sir, Shut your mouth." The general isn't yelling. He doesn't need to. His voice alone is a weapon sharper than any blade. He turns to Sarah, his tone softening. "Sergeant Hale, your brother is a hero to this nation. And to me." Sarah nods once, holding her composure by the thinnest thread. Then Carter looks back at Mark. "Do you know what it means to mock a soldier's sacrifice?" Mark stutters. "I didn't mean." "You mocked every wounded warrior who ever stepped into battle. You mocked the families who carry the weight of those sacrifices. And you mocked a hero whose actions you are not worthy to describe." The room holds its breath. General Carter steps closer to Mark. "You will report to the disciplinary barracks, effective immediately." Mark stiffens. "Sir, please." "You will undergo corrective training. You will clean every memorial plaque on this base by hand, and until you learn the meaning of respect, your service privileges are suspended." Mark's face collapses. He opens his mouth to argue, but Carter's glare silences him. "And one more thing," the general adds, "if you ever mock another soldier's wounds, mine, Ethan Hale's, or anyone else's." Mark lowers his head. Broken. Silent. Defeated. The general turns to Sarah. "Sergeant Hale," he says quietly, "your brother would be proud of the soldier you've become." For the first time, Sarah's eyes soften, not with weakness, but with the warmth of recognition. "Thank you, sir." But the moment isn't over, because the general isn't done. Carter looks around the room, addressing every soldier present. "Let this be a reminder," he declares, voice loud, resonant, echoing off the walls. "We honor our wounded not because they fell, but because they stood back up. Because they faced what others would run from. Because they carried us when we could not walk." He looks once more at Mark. "And some of us are alive today because of them." Silence descends, heavy, meaningful, unforgettable. Then the general turns and walks away. Mark follows, escorted by 2 senior sergeants, his arrogance stripped clean. Sarah sits still for a moment, breathing steady, letting the storm pass. Slowly, she touches Ethan's tag. Her voice is a whisper only she can hear. "Still protecting people, aren't you?" The camera pans up, catching the medals glinting under the fluorescent lights. Symbols not of weakness, but of courage, sacrifice, family, honor.